Now it clicked onto mine. So now give it like 10 seconds or 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. See, this is why you show up just a tiny bit early.
You always want to be there for the pre-meeting. That's the thing.
Yeah. We got 2 people. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back for episode 2 of The Far Side of the Basement. I am here with Mr. J, also known as Basement Jim Dad. I, of course, am the Far Outpost. We have a fun one for you tonight. A little bit. We hope it's fun. And I think, Jay, let's start out with our unofficial sponsors. Would you like to start first with a hat and T-shirt? Or?
Oh, boy. Unofficial sponsors. We have no endorsement money yet, as this is only episode 2. But I'm representing Sorenix up top. And then selfish plug, my own little at Basement Jim Dad's T-shirt down here. Fun for the family. They are not and probably never will be for sale. But
but they are an actual sponsor for your side of the
Yes, they paid big bucks. Yes. Scott, what are you rocking tonight? I'm seeing some familiar names.
I got Coach Carp. He's going to jump in any moment now and say, go lift. I got Coach Carp on the headband. And then I have Home Gym Marketplace, who was at homegym.com. They had 2 stations there. Some of you are aware of this, but they had a station that just had products available from the vendors at Home Gym Con. And then they had one that is kind of their product, right? What they're trying to pursue, which is I would call it a specialized marketplace that acts like some of the other marketplaces out there, but focuses specifically on what we like. And I think tries to cut down a lot of the spam and a lot of the kind of junk that you get in those situations. So I'm excited for them. I hope they do well. This is week 1 for me of the shirts. Obviously, you did better. I don't have a Far Outpost shirt with the logo on the front. Mine's on the back. So I'd have to do
next week.
I'd have to do the whole podcast facing the other direction. I don't know how we would do that.
Boy. I'll tell you, if we can raise that sponsorship money, that could be something good to buy. Yeah.
All right. So just before we get into it here, anything this week Home Gym related that you want to talk about? Maybe a big bench PR or?
Oh, there is not a PR to be found here, Scott. I will share that I took 5 weeks off from benching. I had a shoulder surgery. Gosh, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7 years ago now, but occasionally it acts up here and there. It's been acting up. It's been fighting me a little bit, so I've been taking it easy. But tonight decided to bench a little bit, worked up to a very modest 335, and then drop sets 3x12, 225. That was this
225. 3x12, 225 as his drop sets, everyone.
Yes.
The strongest person that's ever been on the podcast, just so we're clear on that.
So far. Let's keep that title going. Thank you. But, I mean, when you talk about log, that's like me looking at your log press or stonework, and I'm completely humbled, you know?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Rex?
Hey, Rex.
Here for a bit. I did get some York
dumbbells.
Some
York dumbbells today. Oh, man, Rex, follow that up. What'd you pick up? Round heads, USA stamped, pre-USA. Now I'm sidetracked. Sorry. I made some sales this week. Since we're talking marketplace pickups, I sold some things that I used to use quite a bit, but just lately don't have the time. I sold the Viking grip press handle and the Titan landmine stand.
Okay.
That had the weight storage. I haven't touched them in a year, so I thought time to move them. And then I sold a Titan adjustable plyo box that I also have not used in a year. So feel good getting stuff out, man.
I feel like a little bit of the Kurt Locker is disturbed by the selling of the Viking press. I mean, this is
but it was the Viking press. It was the handle attachment you use with landmine.
Yes.
So I've been getting a lot more into the dumbbell pressing again. I used to be a straight military guy. Back when I used to bench like a real person, I had a really strong military press. So I must have been a shoulder strong bencher. And lately I've just really enjoyed dumbbell pressing. So I thought, versus the time to set up the landmine with the stand and all that, it was just taking up space. Time to buy something new.
I will tell you the setup I use is actually from the Kurt Locker. It's got the Fig Jammer with the mutant metal handles.
Ooh.
And then it has like the landmine kind of suspended up on a spotter arm. And I love it, but I'll tell you what, it's so much quicker to go to the log and just do some press. Yeah.
I didn't know you had a Fig Jammer. Attaboy, Rex.
Yeah, you know what I did with the Fig Jammer was I picked it up And then 16 weeks later, the Mutant Metal handles came. And I'm going to tell you this, he gets a little bit of grief because he's such a small shop. But I will tell you right now, it was worth every day of wait for those. If you can pick up Mutant Metal's handles, man, that guy, his knurling is just, it's just butter.
Looks it.
All right.
And that Fig Jammer is cool. Rex got twos.
Here. What?
Rex got, I don't know if you can still hear me. Rex got twos.
Nice.
What did he get? Threes. Wow, threes. Fives, sevens, 10s, 15s, 25s, 30s, 40s. Wow. Well, I'm no longer the only person I know with York roundhead sevens. So it's the one pair of roundheads I still have is the sevens.
Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't sell anything this week or buy anything this week. I did get back on the horse. So I'm back to lifting. I got out on the LP2 yesterday morning before work, and I'll tell you all that as much as I want digital, as much as I want to go with a Nano, the Speedience Nano, we're going to have a talk, or a Voltra, right? Man, the feeling of that LP2, it's just going to be really tough to get me to give that up. But yeah, back on the horse. The problem with me here in Indy is that even if you go out and work out in your garage at 6 a.m, it's 100% humidity and it is just suffocating. But as we talked about last week, unless I want to cut another hole, it's staying in the garage.
I will pay to see the video on that one again.
Nope.
Yeah. So. Hey, Scott, so that was the big wins of the week lifting wise. Anything since the Home Gym Con videos all dropped that has caught your eye that you're adding to your short list?
Oh man, it's kind of one of those. It's kind of one of those things where a lot of the videos that are coming out, and we're friends with a lot of these people, right? So good people, good videos. I totally get it, but it's just too much machines for me and too much kind of all-in-one machines. And I like it from the standpoint of I get it. If you have a small home gym and you need one piece of equipment to do 2 or 3 things, I totally get it. And there's obviously a huge market for it because everyone's doing it. Reviews to Rambles, right? Bryce he just reviewed that one that's like the leg extension that becomes the hamstring curl, and it's like it's nice, and I get it, but I'm still just a free weight guy. I'm a free weight guy. So the only things I'm seeing right now, and I actually reached out to Basement Brandon and asked him if I needed them, and he said absolutely not, is Hansu still has their chromes. They kind of released those chromes last year. And I'm like, knowing I can only lift 2 of the 17 plates they're going to send me, do I need them? And he was like, he's like, at what they cost, he's like, no one needs them.
Yeah, that's funny. Wow. 2 of the 17. That's funny.
Well, because it's like 1,000, it's 459 kilos. So 1,000 pounds basically. Mm-hmm. And I'm not you. I don't rep 315 for 12 just to see or 330 for 12 to see how I feel that day.
Just the shoulder.
I'm a regular person. Yeah, just a regular guy.
Wow. The one thing that caught my eye, and this is, like you, I'm good. Like I feel like I have everything I need, but I went down a rabbit hole, and the one thing that really caught me, I'm going to butcher this name most likely, but Kodo GI grips.
Yeah.
Or is it E grips? Right? Is it so? But the thing I want is the rope. Have you seen this rope?
Really thick one.
The really thick rope. And I know Massonomics did a thing with the banana, and I guess at Home Gym Con he had an even bigger rope.
Yeah.
Than the one that's for sale on the site. And I'm sitting here, and I never thought I would say this, but I have tricep rope envy, and. I don't know how long I'm going to hold out because I don't need a machine, right? I don't need a new barbell. I don't have room. I don't need anything else. But I see things like this, and I've used one like this before, a thick rope, not made like this. And, I got to message him a little bit this week. Seems like a really nice guy. And I feel like that's on the list.
Rex liking the stuffed animals, and that's what you were talking about, right?
I said it last week. My daughter wants every single one.
Yeah,
I might have to buy a unicorn.
I like the gi grips. I don't The rope doesn't appeal to me because I just have. I mean, I have. I don't think you can see them. I have so many grip implements to have the pathetically weak hands that I have. I don't know. You won't have to worry about me beating you to it. But I will tell you this: that's not because I don't think it's awesome. It's just because I think in my application, I have so many other grip implements that I've gotten that I want to get through first. And I will definitely say that is probably the part of my strength journey that I wish I had committed more to. You know, I was so into like, what's the biggest stone I can get on my shoulder? What's the biggest log press I can get? You know, what is kind of those iconic strongman lifts? And like, can I just do like the little guy version of them? And I got there, but I feel like the reason that my legs are a lot stronger than my deadlift would show you is because I am limited by my grip. And I have figure eights, I have leather straps, and I have Rogue straps and Pioneer straps. The people in powerlifting meets that are doing big lifts are doing them without straps. And so I feel like until I improve that, I am going to be limited by that. And the reason I haven't really focused on it is because when you play guitar, the point is to like be relaxed. The point is to like be as relaxed as possible. That's how you don't get carpal tunnel, right? And so I feel like it's a counter goal. I think some of the able attachments interested. Yeah. There's a lot of good cable stuff there. There's tons of really good stuff there. I did see something today though, where I think it was Massonomics in their video where they were talking about the Nessie that I grabbed. And I think they actually showed the one I grabbed. That is Darko he's just kind of brilliant, you know?
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah. I wish I could find a way to get something of his down here. Looking around. I'm like, what? What can I possibly fit down here?
What do we have?
But yeah, going back to the grip stuff, when I used to compete, they would say, when you go to the deadlift, they would say, do not let go. Do not let go.
Yeah.
That as long as your grip lasts, you're in the fight, right? And I see that rope and I'm thinking, man, it's a secondary way to work forearms, work grip, and get a tricep pump. So I think it's
absolutely,
not to keep talking about it, but
yeah.
Scott, your sponsor is on, and notice the shirt.
RotoPick 5. Thank you very much.
That's great.
Jim Marketplace, welcome.
Welcome.
And, Rex, the Nessie's awesome. All right, well, let's do this before we get back into some how's your week. Let's do a quick rapid fire and warm this place up.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the first one is going to be a would you rather, and we'll do this first one with Jason commenting, and then I'll retort. But the first question is one rack forever or one bar forever?
Boy, I am the worst possible guy you could ask that question to, Scott. I have had the same rack since 2016 when I started my home gym. It's a Titan T2. I have the extension kit, monoliths, extra spotters, 6 pairs of J-cups, barbell holders, custom rack header, multi-grip pull-up bar. I keep debating going up to a 3x3, but I keep thinking it's not going to make me stronger. I would say, definitely one rack forever is where I'm going with this, because the barbell that sits on my rack, I have gone through the original hand-me-down. Then I got Texas 28.5. Then I went ISF 29. Then I went Rogue, Ohio bar and Rogue power bar. I tried them both. Then I ended up with my Texas 29 millimeter that sits on the rack full time. So I'm going to say rack forever, because a different rack, it will not make you stronger.
Yeah. And I think we all know my journey there. I was much stronger with my Titan 2x3. I was also 10 years younger, but much, much, much stronger. I'm going to actually, this is wonderful because I'm going to counter. I've got a great story. I have a Thor Ohio power bar, which, they came out in 2016, 17, right before he won his first World's Strongest Man title. They partnered with him and came out with it. It was like a $417 shipped bar. I told my wife if she let me get it, I would never buy another bar. Now, if you've seen the YouTube channel, you know that men lie. Men just lie all the time. But I told her, I said, that's the only bar I'll ever have. And when I switched to other bars, I sold that to a local strongman In Denver, Colorado. I sold him that bar. I sold him 2 circus dumbbells. I sold him my Titan log. I sold him my Titan yoke. I mean, I was upgrading everything to Rogue, and he was looking for anything. This was like the heart of, the shutdowns, right? So he came and kind of cleaned out the strongman section of my basement. I gave it all to him. But he wanted the bar. He like left with everything but the bar. And I was like, I can't sell the Thor. I can't sell it. And then he's like, anything, just list the number. And so I said, $750. $750, you can have it. He drove back to my house. He was like 25 minutes away in Parker, Colorado. Drove back to my house with $750, took the bar away. He calls me a year later. It was like, I promise, it was 2021. He calls me a year later. And if Seth's on, he was integral to this story. And he's like, I'm moving to Florida. He's like, he didn't get his pro card, or he didn't get whatever he thought he would get. He's like, I'm going to go do something else. If you want everything in my basement, you can have it for $2,000. And I was like,
included the bar?
Well, including the bar, including stacks and stacks of 45-pound weights, everything I gave him, plus his rack that he had bought from other people. He just wanted it gone, and he appreciated me kind of hooking him up when he was first trying to get there. And so I said the same thing you said. I said, with the bar, and he's like, the bar is $750, and you only get the rest of the deal if you take the bar back. And so I told him, I said, this is what I need you to do. I'm like, I got a guy, Seth, who is Lone Stag Performance, right? He was a big time flipper. And he actually, like, I don't know how much of this he's been public about, but this was like part of his thing. He was in school, and like part of his thing was like flipping. It was brilliant. And so I told him, I said, hey, he's in there. I'm telling him your story. I don't
wow,
think
well timed.
Seth knows all this. But I told him to put the 2 circus dumbbells aside. We were giving Seth the entire basement, but I was bringing $750, and I wanted the circus dumbbells in the bar. And he was like, you got it. And then Seth and I showed up, and Seth, you put this on Facebook, so I think it's okay to say. If it's not, tell me in future episodes, we'll pull back. But Seth like sold to the Broncos, like even the Denver Broncos, who couldn't go to the facility and lift. He like sold some of that guy's stuff to the actual Denver Broncos players. The guy was brilliant. Wow. It was the dude's, what he was doing to make sure his family was taken care of while he was in school. Brilliant. But I do feel like, I sold those circus dumbbells to that guy and then got him back free.
It sounds it. That's a great score. Wow.
And that's the nature of this business, where like Seth was happy with it because he did very well. I was happy with it for brokering the deal. That guy was happy to get out of town. And Seth, I don't know if you remember the picture we took together, but that dude was a genuine horse. Yeah. I mean, he probably, with a few years with like Brian Shaw, he probably could have been on the cusp of at least getting his card. But yeah, good to see you. Good to see you, Seth. Okay, second question.
Yeah.
Unlimited budget, but a tiny space, or a huge budget with a limited space? Yeah, he was a big dude.
Man, this one's hard. I guess, I mean, define limited.
Yeah. That means like the size of a, like something that's smaller than what you would need to fit your kind of dream setup, right?
Yeah. Man, because I'm a small half basement guy now. I always joke that I want a barn in the backyard, right? And then my wife and I will have this conversation. Well, what would you get? Yeah. And I'm saying, machines, I guess, right? To superset, even though I don't use machines much, but they'd be cool once in a while. So I don't know. I guess small space. I would do okay, small space, unlimited budget. And here's why. Because I like what I have here in the small space, but I was watching Gray Matter Lifting today, and I don't know if you saw his video today talking about what was missing at Home Gym Con. I loved it. And I started thinking, he made a comment about, well, some people need just another rack for all these attachments, or bring back one of those all-in-ones. And I was looking around and I'm thinking, man, that would be cool, right? An all-in-one, but they'd be expensive with Voltra, is what he was talking about. Yeah. But that could be cool, because even if I had unlimited funds, I could probably fit 2 sweet racks down here, have one with a bunch of attachments that I always think are really expensive. I could get something like a wide body bench. I could make the small space work with an unlimited budget.
And just so you know, the comment that came in from Home Gym Marketplace, he's just looking at the guy wearing, prepping, pumping up the shirt, and he's saying, if you get my rack, you'll be happy forever. That's all he's saying. Okay. This is my take on that. I'm a real estate guy. Location, location, location. Give me a huge space with a limited budget, and I will. And you saw this with my gym kind of evolution, right? I will let my patience build me perfection. But if I don't have the space, I'm just not creative enough to do the kind of stuff that like Man Who Parks and Gym and those guys where they've like really kind of Tetrised the stuff in. I'm much better when I have kind of room to move around and stuff. So that's good. That's 2 in a row that we have been opposites. Here's the final one of this rapid fire.
With that, if my wife watches this and she does see a deal in a barn, well, I'll make it work.
All right? We'll make it work.
Yeah.
All right. Commercial gym plus a basic home gym setup, a bar and some dumbbells and stuff, or a dream home gym, but you can't ever go back to a commercial space.
Oh, dude, that's a slam dunk. It's the dream home gym. I mean, when I started my gym in 2016, my wife was pregnant with my son, who just turned 10 yesterday, and I was driving about 25 minutes each way to a gym. And this was an awesome gym. It was a single gym, not a franchise, and they had every hammer strength machine under the sun. And I loved it. I thought it had so much to offer. But, losing 50 minutes back and forth to go to a great gym, like, no, they can walk down the basement stairs. Like, I can finish down here and have dinner in 10 minutes. Like,
and I feel like full disclosure, I gave this to my team at work today as part of the team building activity. I feel like
do they have home gyms before you get? I want to hear that.
No, my team, I only have one. Only one of them has started to build his home gym, and he is actually buying one of my barbells from me next weekend. He's coming over with his new wife. He just got married, and I told him you could just pick which one he wants. But I feel like this is more of a community question. Like, do you miss the social aspect of a commercial gym, and do you miss being around people, or are you someone that's just going to put headphones on and get to work anyway? And if you're someone that's just going to put headphones on and get to work anyway, then your answer is 100% correct. Dream home gym all the way. And that's what Home Gym Marketplace said. And I'm sure if anyone else comments, they'll probably say the same thing. I don't miss the social aspect of working out in like a 24-hour fitness. But I will say that as a triathlete, I'm still running with people once a week. I'm still riding with people multiple times a week. I'm still swimming with groups 3 times a week. It's like, I don't need to, everyone's heard my jokes, man. We're good. Like, I don't need to. Give me the dream home gym.
I think that's the one thing that I'm a very social guy. And now when I would go to the gym, I would talk to a lot of people in the locker room, talk to a lot of people. Then I would put my headphones on and lock in and work out. And then when I'm done, my headphones go in the bag and I'd shoot the breeze with whoever would listen to me talk. I think I miss that. But I will say, being at home, I have so many friends that work out at home that occasionally, like on a Sunday morning, if we're benching, we'll text each other. Like if I know my buddies Joe and John are benching on a Sunday, I'll be like, what are we doing today? 80%? All right, 80%. And we all push each other. Like, okay, let's go. It's just like being there. It's just you're working your grip in between sets, pushing each other.
You're Ivan Drago. You got a room full of fans. Everyone's giving you data, texting you 80%. I'm old school Rocky, man. I don't even want to talk to the people that are in the bench that I'm pushing. I just want people to be quiet.
Wow, that's great. Do you listen to classical when you work out? I mean, I don't. You strike me as that, maybe.
Classical music?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is you're gonna laugh at this. When I work out in the morning, I watch the weather because I'm at that age. I'm at the age where we really needed that water.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I train with my kids a lot, so it's whatever show is their choice goes on the nice TV with the big speaker, and we listen to their shows. But
you're a good dad. All right, so that was the first section. If people want to put in who they thought won, and I got a lot of local people that I've known for a while here, so I feel like Lone Stag. I feel.
Yeah. I mean, Home Gym Marketplace. I'm not wearing your shirt, but if I don't know if you have that allegiance to vote, but I mean, I think I made a pretty compelling case.
That's awesome.
No. All right, so let's go to the next rapid fire, and this time, barbells in Bach. That'd be a great shirt. So Scott, the next one is going to be home gym gear we can't live without. Right? Not necessarily the most expensive stuff, but it's things that you can't live without. And I'll try to
Yeah.
go quicker on my
You got
answers, my retorts. But the first one, most used piece of equipment.
I mean, do you want to guess what I'm going to say? It's one word.
Is it your bike? No.
Watson's.
Oh, really? You're a big dumbbell guy.
I have actually, because I need to get the cost per usage down over the next 111 years of my life, I'm actually trying to use them daily. And I've actually replaced, it's to the point where if you had a flat bar bench with me, I wouldn't do as well, because I've been doing this neutral kind of dumbbells bench for so long now that I actually, and I feel like I'm kind of liking it, man, to be honest with you. But yeah, Watson's for me.
Wow.
What about you?
All right. My most used piece of equipment. This one's not what you'd think. It's my Titan lat tower. I use the lat tower in some fashion every day. Back, buys, tries. I feel like I always use it every day with something.
What does that go up to? Is that the one that goes to 2?
Way too much. This is the funny thing. This one has, I think it's like let me look at it. I don't know if it's 200, 250,
had one of
300.
those. Lone Stag had one in Denver, and I thought it was like,
look.
That was a really good offering by them, I thought. Although Lone Stag, that was the one.
Oh yeah, it's 300. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I will tell you, I think the heaviest I've ever used on any movement on that was like 180. I just think it's a lot of the at home. I think cable towers feel heavier than a commercial. Probably something to do with the resistance.
That's called lack of maintenance. I'm sorry.
No, but I think that a lot of people who get hung up on stack weights, that's a whole other conversation for another episode. But I was telling my buddy that I moved a functional trainer last week with him, that you'll never top out, because a lot of that weight is there for stability at the bottom, so that the machine stays in place. You don't have to bolt it down. But my Titan lat tower, good offering. It's one of those things I bought that I kind of wish I waited, only because I didn't expect innovation to happen with that, right? Yeah. Where now everyone's having the adjustable front column, the adjustable seats, different angles. I'm pretty jealous that the people that are buying them today have all those options. I mean, but yeah. All right.
Okay.
Best.
Really quick for Matt.
Here we go.
Sorry, for Home Gym Marketplace. So these are flat. So I put these on my knees and I pop them up old school, but I do not dump them. Even the heaviest ones I have, I put back on my knees when I'm done, and I walk them over, because this is
that grip 32?
No, this is a 50.
Oh,
it's a 50 revolving. 50, yeah. The
50 millimeter grip
ones. Yeah, so I have the 50 millimeter revolving up to the 45s.
Yeah.
And then 50 and above, I have the 32 no spin, just fixed.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And so I'm pressing, obviously, with those. I'm not pressing with the spinning ones. Ooh. But yeah, I kick this up, put it back down, walk it over. And I've had, to Home Gym Marketplace's credit, I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me in the last couple of years. They're like, just get some ad spotters. And I'm like, well, but that's Arnold didn't, he didn't do that in the 70s. And I feel like, do I want to cheat the system?
Related but not. I bought those dumbbell holders for my rack, and everybody that I'm friends with made fun of me when I bought them, and they were like, "Why'd you buy them?" And I said, "Well, when you do like 3 sets of 10 of say it's 90 pounds, right?
Yeah,
picking them up off the floor is a pain. I hate to sound old, but I'm getting older, so I looked at them as a convenience. Yeah, I think it's the same with Mad Spotters for people that have them, but."
When I press the 90s, that part of that farmer's walk back to the rack is part of the exercise for me. Because again, grip strength is what I'm most ashamed of. So yeah, good stuff.
I think my mind, I know we're going to continue this. My mind is still going to be now like, man, I wish I had 50 millimeter handles on my light dumbbells. That's just sick.
This is what I'll tell you though. My wife and my kids were all like, "What is wrong with you?" Like nobody can use them but you.
No,
Because
that's
they're
exactly the point. No.
right. But it's like it is difficult if you haven't put some grip strength in, or you're not just kind of a little bit formidable. Those do make the weights a little tougher. So
Yeah. All right, Scott. Best purchase under $100.
okay, so we're sticking with the grip theme. I love this. I thought all day on this one. The Rogue Anvil. And the reason why is because it taught me what I couldn't do. I bought the Rogue Anvil with a 70-pound kettlebell. I could do farmer's carries with 150 per hand. And I hooked up the anvil and I did a live video for my friends. And I couldn't budge it off the floor. And I had to delete the video and then go back into the group text and say, my hands must have been sweaty. Yeah.
Man.
And that is the best $100 I have spent.
$100 is hard.
Yeah. So, Seth is telling me that I get it. But so is VO2 Max. And my VO2 Max, Seth, is probably better than a lot of people because of all the endurance work. But man, I got to get the grip strength has to come. Okay. So what about you?
All right. Do used items count in this question?
Okay. 100, a C note's a C note.
All right. So I got 2 of my machines that I've never sold that I've had now. They're 2, I'm looking around, definitely the longest tenured items in my space. One is a PowerTech 45 degree. It also can go 90 back extension. I paid, I think, $75 for that. And then a Body Solid leg curl / hamstring plate load. I paid, I think it was exactly $100 locally. So those 2 machines, I would say steals, absolute steals.
All right.
Yeah. Nothing exciting, not like yours. Yours is better. You won that one. Best recovery tool.
So for me, that's I have some Therabody legs. They're like the inflatable legs. I take them to all my races. I wouldn't get on a plane to come home from a race until I use them and kind of rest it a little bit. They're just perfect. I don't like Seth is in the medical profession, so he could maybe chime in if he knows what I'm talking about. But my understanding is that like after a long activity, even if it's just like a ride, a couple hours worth of riding, you got to maybe like an elevated chance of blood clots or any of that stuff. So I just use them. They kind of help get the blood flowing through the legs. I tell everybody about them. If people are on the fence between that and some other kind of recovery thing, that's what I'd go with. Well, what about you? How do you recover from your 372 pounds bench press?
I mean, I'm a sucker for a hot tub.
Rex, yeah.
Oh my God, Rex, I wish I had the sauna. I talk about a sauna at least once a month to my wife, asking, is there any place we could put one? But I think I'm lazy when it comes to stretching and recovery. I always have been. So I'd say hot tub because I can just get in and sit for 15 minutes, or massage gun because it just sits on under my coffee table, and I'll sit and watch a show, and I'll hit my shoulders or my legs, my quad, just to get blood going. But I need to do better at recovery. I can learn a lot from you.
Do you have a hot tub?
I do. Yes.
So tell me, because we have one, and it's the climate here is okay, but you're kind of in a colder place. How does that work for you, kind of year round?
Budget wise, not good. Not a good investment, New England. In the winter, when you hear that thing kick on, like what seems like every 5 minutes to keep the temperature up. But it's great. I mean, I love going out in the fall. The fall, putting the football game on the radio and sitting out there. It's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, but not a great investment for the north here. It was with the house when we bought it.
Yeah.
But
we're in the same way.
Surprise.
They didn't list it in the ad, and we bought this sight unseen. Right, we moved from Colorado, bought it sight unseen, and it was it was during 2022 interest rates where you just had to outbid everybody. So we just paid what we had to pay and showed up, and we learned we had a hot tub at closing.
Yeah,
so
it's very similar to.
And
very similar.
Yeah, I had to call the person that sold, like the Cal Spas or whoever sold it to him, and be like, "Oh, it's jacuzzi." I'm like, "What do I do?" And they're like, "Come on by, we'll sell you $1 million worth of chemicals and give you a page, and you'll be just fine." And I was like, "I'm a pool technician now, yay!"
Yeah. Ours was under a tarp, and they had totes blocking it. And then we did our final walkthrough, and I was like, "What's under the tarp?" The realtor goes, "I don't know." He calls the other realtor up, and they said, "Oh, it's a hot tub." But the good news is, it was officially shut down in 2012, and
Oh,
this was 2015. But they
okay.
had all the paperwork of the company that came in and like used the air hose to clear the lines.
Yeah.
And so similar to you, I called that company and I said, "What do I do?"
What do we do? Yeah.
And they said, "Clear the lines again because it's been a while, fill it up,
Yeah.
and hit the on switch." And so I was on vacation. It was the week of Christmas, and I cleaned the whole inside myself. And then I blew the airlines out and filled it up on Christmas Eve, let it fire up through Christmas. I came home Christmas night from my in law's house, and I sat there and I said, "All right, moment of truth." I flipped the
Yeah.
lid and I saw steam, and I went, "Oh man, we have a hot tub."
All right.
So yeah, it was cool. Um, let's see. What's next? What's next? Ooh, most underrated accessory.
Yeah. And I'm glad again that I've been talking to Seth a lot tonight, but I'm glad he's on because he'll either give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down here. Every time I've had PT, every time I've had my triathlon coach assign me any kind of work, and every time I've worked with a gym trainer, they've always had me incorporate bands. Right? They're so versatile. They're just so versatile. They're also dirt cheap. You can put them in a suitcase and travel with them. They're just brilliant. And so I have bands kind of all over the place now, and all different ones. But that's one of those things where I didn't realize the value of those until very recently, and now I just can't get enough of them. So,
Yeah, you stole my answer. So yeah, when I
finally.
had when I had my shoulder surgery, they show you so much for band rehab and prehab. And so now it's every time before I bench, every day I'm messing around with bands, doing pull aparts, overhead,
Yeah.
behind, in front, single band, attaching them to the rack like you have, and doing rows, then
Yeah.
chest extension with it. And then Greg Panora for powerlifting. One of the things that he recommends for recovery in between heavy bench sessions is attaching a band and literally doing sets of 100. And
Interesting.
it's good to get it helps the joints recover, it helps the muscle reactivate. So that's something I started doing after watching Greg
Nice.
and his stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. That's the first time we've had the same answer in a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
but you probably still won that one. So
You never know. You never know.
I feel
All
like
right, we
I feel
got
like you got this.
we got a few minutes left. Let's get on the next and final subject. Home gym creator journey.
Mm.
Why did you start posting?
Let's see. Honestly, it was fun for me and my son. He's only 10, but he's big into technology, loves editing video, believe it or not, loves shooting video with our phones. He's very creative with that. I have a gym tour on my channel that it was his idea to collaborate and do the gym from his view and my view. So he bought mics and he wanted to do it. And so when I started it was like, what? I've always been posting, but then it was probably a few months ago. I was like, maybe I should start doing more. And he's like, "Oh, let's do it together." And I said, "All right, that'd be cool." So, I've only reviewed a few products, but he's literally helped me build them. He's not down here tonight, but he helped me set up the lights before this thing tonight. So I would say it's family time. It's showing him too that, this was an idea. He knows this is something I've wanted to do for so long. To actually follow through and do it, I think it's important for him to see that.
Oh, nice.
Uh, Similar to a home gym, kids see us lifting and building a healthy lifestyle. It's the same with that. Pursue your passions.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah.
Because you've been at this a lot longer than me.
Yeah,
Uh,
so my father died in 2011, and we didn't have any video or audio of him to play at the funeral. Like, no one was ever going to hear his voice again. And then his dad died a few years later, and the same thing. And so that's when I kind of looked at my wife and I'm like, well, I mean, I got records I put out with my bands, and I got kind of like people could hear me technically, but my kids don't know like what I was passionate about or like what I found fun. You know what I mean?
mm,
They're gonna know he was an IT guy, right? which is like the most boring thing you could say about your dad someday. So that was why I started. I honestly started so that my ancestors would know kind of what they were like or what their history was like. Because like I know my dad, but my kids don't really know him, right? And his grandkids won't ever meet him. And so it's just, I guess my kids are his grandkids. His great grandkids won't ever meet him. And so that was why it was weird, but it was like we're sitting there and my aunt's like, no one has anything, and I'm like, the dude lived during a time when there wasn't that stuff. You know what I mean?
That's oh wow, man, that hits me. I'll tell you,
crazy,
that's
right?
a great story.
Yeah. All right.
I love your why.
I know you only have a few videos because right, you're getting
yeah.
rolling. But the next one's what's the first video that gained traction?
All right, so I'm going to my page right now because this one's funny. When I decided I was going to start putting effort into doing some reels and doing some videos, I put one out there that I thought was so stupid. And I'm looking real time right now because this one blows my mind. I am up to 151,000 views.
That's
278 people saved it. 7,190 have sent it to their friends. 113 reshared it. It is literally the one. And if you're on my page on Instagram, it's the one that's how I imagine my wife talks about me to her friends. And then it cuts to Donald Trump doing a bunch of things. And I'm sitting here and it's so funny. And I used the same hashtags a week before on a reel and I only cracked 7,000 views.
Okay.
This one, I get notifications every day and it was posted June 23rd.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea how. If I could replicate that, maybe I would do something with this.
That's right. You're viral. You are viral.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. If only she did talk about me like that, but I don't think she does.
So my very first gym review, which was, a long time ago now, right? The very first one still has the most views of any video I've ever put out. It was back when the entire landscape was Basement Brandon, Coop, and Leo Panda, who a lot of people don't even know, but they were like the three people that at that time had over 10,000 subscribers. Now look at Basement Brandon today, right?
Yeah.
Think about back when he only had 10,000. You were like, he was a giant, and you're like, that was such a blip right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back then that was it. My very first one was still my biggest video ever. I think my thing was that I had three kids that were between, middle school and college, and a wife that thought this was absolutely ridiculous. So I didn't have a film person. So I wasn't in a video until like 6 years in was the first time that I was there. And I think if I had done that differently and tried to be more personality and look, man, you saw my videos. I think the reason people like them is because I was just trying to give people good advice.
It was real.
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah. And I wasn't trying to monetize or anything. I had a good job in finance. We don't care. Right. But I do feel like you're going to do crazy because you have such a great voice, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later. But that was it. That was the very first video. And then after that, it was like based on the equipment because they weren't seeing me. They were only seeing equipment. So, the Rogue versus Rep bench got a ton of people. The first time I got a Rhino in, that got a ton of people. The RM6, when I upgraded that from the Titan, huge audience, right? But I wasn't in any of those. You know what I mean? I wasn't in them until way down the line. So, all right. So now we got that. Now, how do you balance this stuff, this content stuff that's a passion for you and your children, and your 405 pounds bench press?
I'm going to get called out and have to bench in front of people now, and I'm recovering my shoulder. They're going to be like, where's that rest of it? Oh, I don't know. Scott likes to tell people that I can put more weight on. That's the struggle part, I think, is I've only been trying to post more stuff 2 months, 3 months now. And time is a struggle. I got 2 young kids, both in multiple activities, work, yard work, being a dad, everything else. I'm trying to make training more the priority. So if I have a free night like tonight before we did this, I grabbed a workout, right? I could have done something. I could have shot a video. I could have done that. But you know what? first goal is to lift, right? Get strong, be strong.
Yeah.
I think where I have to get better is I don't record myself lifting a lot. And I like everyone knows this
You
that
used
knows
to,
me.
though.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of my bench routines, and I would put the videos up, and
Yeah.
I think, but you know, dude, those would get like 150 views. Like
Well, because people are
maybe
scared. You're benching a lot of weight, dude.
no. See, they always say it's like, you know, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. You never want to be the strongest person in the room. So I have a lot of strong friends that make me look like a peanut. But balancing it, I think it's something I still need to figure out because I need to put out more content, but I also need to lift more weights. So I don't know how people do it. Like Brandon, we keep talking about him. I'm just floored by him. Like I know I said it last week. I don't want to sit here and be a fanboy 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
But you watch him lift.
Yeah.
He's got technical precision. He's strong, but he puts out such good content that I'm amazed. And he's a dad. He coaches sports like me. Like he does it all. I don't think he sleeps. Maybe that's the secret.
I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before because my algorithm kind of feeds me him right routinely, but he put out a squat video either yesterday or the day before, and I was like, "This is just gratuitous. Nobody needs to see this."
It's so good. No, he's such this precision. Like that's what I say. And he probably would never tell you that he is, but his technical, his deadlift, everything is just it's picture perfect.
Oh, I gave him 3 white lights. He got 3 white lights from me.
I've given him 3 white lights in person before. It's great. How about you though? Because you're doing triathlons, which is a lot more training than us just lifting weights.
Yeah.
I mean, you have multiple sports and activities you have to train for regularly.
Yeah, and I have 5 programs at work now. I got 2 more this week. I got a new person start Monday, and I got 2 more programs to go with that. So I'm buried. I'm from 9 a.m. until I leave the office. I like even Lisa's like, you know, would have been nice to talk to you at lunch today. I'm like, it would have been nice to go to the bathroom. Would have been nice to have lunch. You know, yeah. I'm just buried. I'm buried. So what I do is I get up at 4:30, 4:45, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday I go swim, and then Tuesday, Thursday I ride a bike, and then if my coach wants it, I'll do stuff at night too because there's a lot of 2-a-days in this sport because Ironman's the hardest endurance, single day endurance.
Literally Ironman.
Yeah, it's a lot of people don't make it, right? And so you gotta put the time in. But I would prefer to keep my nights for Lisa. And so if I can get up early and do that. But what that means is and you've seen this because we've had some conversations the last couple of weeks. I'm in bed at 8:30, dude. Like if I'm up at 8:45, I'm hurting the next day. Like really hurting. And so that's kind of what it takes for me is that discipline. And the issue that I've had the last couple of years is that if you don't do lower body, especially core and glutes and lower body, when you're running for these really long distances after a really long ride, you'll actually kind of get that hunched over kind of run, and that's your glutes failing. So I'll be watching TV at night and I'll do like hip bridges off the end of the couch, you know what I mean? Like hip thrusts off the end of the couch and planks and I don't look like it. I don't have the triathlon body, but I am constantly trying to do like squats on a Bosu ball, hip thrusts, planks. Yeah, they call them clamshells, you know, where you lay down and put a band around your knees and do clamshells. Because if I don't do that, and it's so hard for me to get like a real long lift in with that schedule. If I don't do that, I'll fail the race. I just won't be able to physically maintain 15 or 16 hours at that level. So, but yeah, that's how I do it. It's 100% like it has to be at dawn or before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Woo woo. All right. So the last one, and I've got some of these saved because I went. What's the weirdest comment that you've received on one of your videos? And I'm assuming with 150,000 views, you got a couple.
You know, not on that one, but I'll tell you, there's been a couple lately. I put out, was it on? Oh, I think it was on a squat rack review I did recently. And somebody commented, what makes you an expert? And I thought that was a really weird comment because if you watch a video, and you've heard me say it last week, I'm not an engineer.
Yeah, you don't
right?
say expert.
I am not an expert. I will not talk about how something's built. I'm not going to joke. I'm not going to tell you about the grade of steel. I'm going to tell you how it feels when I lift on it or use it. And, like that Jellens rack that I reviewed, like, yeah, I was impressed, right? The cable was super smooth. I was shocked, actually. Like, if you watch my video, I think you'll see clear shock in my face, and almost as much shock in my face as when I read that comment, because I think about all the things that are on social media, on YouTube, any ad you see where it's not a paid person. Like, what makes
Yeah,
anyone an expert? I
yeah,
mean, you're just it's using experience and just
right.
sharing your opinion, and that's what makes social media and the internet a beautiful place, is
Yeah.
respecting people's opinions. So I would say that was a weird one. Um, online. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the only one so
Okay.
far.
I got two, and to your point right there, I
But
would
I am
just
going to go look
respond.
now too.
Yeah, I would just
Yeah.
respond with your miles may vary.
I got a
So
weird one too on Coop's post the other day.
yeah,
When I talked about the Boeing on that dumbbell. Um,
yes.
where was it? You read me yours. I'm going to look for this as we're doing it.
So the two that come out a lot are things that are off topic or unrelated. Where like I'll do a barbell review, and then they'll say like, "Oh, hey, what do you think of this one kind of change plate from this company you've never heard of and never reviewed anything of?" Like I don't know, I'm really thinking about it. Those drive me nuts. But these two are what I like to call years old video, but new comment,
Hmm.
letting me know that I'm wrong. so so I did that strong arm plate review 3.5 years ago, strong arm sport, and somebody 1 week ago commented, "Mine don't look like that. Mine don't have that big centerpiece. Mine are thinner than Rogue." And I'm like, okay, yeah, I would say 3.5 years later, you may have
Innovation.
gotten a
Yeah.
different product than I got. Right?
That's
Maybe.
fantastic. Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
funny.
And then the other one, this one, they end this with four. It's like they agree with me and then end with 5 all caps words. I'm doing a gym review where I'm showing a used piece of Rogue equipment. It was that little kettlebell stand I bought off of Marketplace in
Hmm.
probably 2019. And the person says, "In my opinion, it's an excellent purchase when you buy anything from Rogue. But those expensive calibrated plates, it's frankly, in all caps, stupid and waste of money." But here's the thing. I'm showing a I'm showing a kettlebell rack from Rogue. There's no calibrated plates in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh my
Like,
God.
dude.
That's
So that's
that's
what I
like the
get.
marketplace posts when they're like, "Is that for sale?" No, dude. I'm listing one thing, not the stuff in
Right.
the
Oh
background.
yeah, they see something else in the background. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of those things where it's like they watch 2 or 3 videos in a row and they want to comment on the one that really drove them nuts, but they're on two videos later now, so they just throw the
Yeah.
comment in. Oh,
Yeah. I love seeing. You know who does a good job of sharing the funny comments is
funny.
Jonathan. Jonathan from No Fate.
Yes.
He posted he posted one the other day that got me. It was like, "These are the comments that keep me going, that keep me driving." And it was somebody writing, "Just cut to the chase, stop the rambling." I was like you're watching it. And Jonathan does a great job. All of his videos are 10 minutes
Yeah.
max, right? So I thought that one was funny. This was my back and forth about that. The thing I wrote, "Oh, that Boeing was tough," and a bunch of people commented, "You're right. Oh, that bent like a noodle." This one guy, right? He writes, "How?" So I wrote, "Stability while you're pressing it over your head, it would be like pressing with an Olympic bar, right? If a dumbbell has flex, it's deflection. It's called physics because, gravity. As long as it's not permanent, there's no shifting or rattling. The plates are fine." And then another guy piggybacked it. "Yeah, Boeing wouldn't cause any issues. Do you actually lift?"
Wow.
And I just wrote back, "Oh, cool." And then he wrote back, "Okay." And he wrote back, "Oh, okay." And then somebody else wrote, "It's just the slack from the connection compressing the top and the opening of the bottom." Again, it's like everybody's an engineer. Okay.
Right.
But I thought that was just a funny back and forth that, there's the old saying, if there's something online that you disagree with, just scroll.
So so for Home Gym Marketplace, who made the comment, sir, this is the internet. Respecting human decency left the building. Just remember, when you see a bunch of those bendy 120s on your app, you need to put a disclaimer that says Jason at Basement Gym Dads says this will bend if you lift anything over X amount. Yeah.
I just love that my profile is public, by the way. My Instagram is public, of course. And the person commenting, "Do you actually lift?" Like, that's like, oh, come on, man. Just that hurts.
Lazy.
I don't, click my profile. I lift a little bit. Like, I'm not Brian Shaw. I'm not, the weakest pencil in the deck either. But
I've had some people tell me to work. Yeah, I've had some people. I didn't pull these out today, but I've had some people tell me to work on the belly. They're like, "Hey, man, I love what you got going on there, but you should probably work on your belly." And I'm like, dude, again, like, I'm Googleable. All my Ironman stats are out there. Tell me the start line you're going to be at. Just tell me the one you're going to be at. Right?
Yeah.
So, but I get it. And this is a different environment because I'm trying to leave it. You guys know me. I'm just trying to be everyone's favorite uncle, right? I just want to be a good guy. So it's hard for me to go back and forth with people. Like the dude that 3 years later came up and said, "You're wrong. I got a better product." I just left that alone. We just left it alone. But the first one that said that it was dumb to buy the calibrated plates that we all loved and that I loved, and I spent a whole summer not renovating, but restoring. That was so much fun for me and my kids that I like that comment because it was probably a huge waste of money, but we had a ton of fun.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not his money.
It's not.
We
all have a different relationship, buddy.
Exactly. Wow. Well,
all right.
It was fun.
Hey, any last minute comments as we wrap this one up? Anybody? We're heading right up to the hour mark.
What's your goal for the next week?
Oh, dude, I got to get unburied. I got to, I'm really only focused on work right now. I'll probably lift a lot. I may swim one time, you know what I mean? Because I'm not racing the rest of this year. So I may swim tomorrow and then just lift for 5 days and see what I can get. But thanks, Rex. I appreciate that, man.
Thanks, Rex. Congrats on the Yorks again, man.
Yeah.
I am. That's one. I watched that Arnold movie on Netflix, and I started pricing out swapping these ones that you see behind me to York Roundheads, and then I chickened out. But man, Rex, enjoy them. They are awesome. They have small handles, but I mean, you can get fat grips, and then you can have dumbbells almost as big a handle as Scott's.
I feel like what I really want is I want some of the big Yorks, but I'm worried I would cut the handles off and make them into blobs, and then I don't want any bad karma from cutting up a classic York dumbbell.
Yeah, I think there was a lot for sale up here in the Northeast. You do see a lot of blobs. Obviously, people that either drove to York and got them, and then have them. There's a lot of Yorks up here. Yeah,
good point. All right, well, thanks everyone. We made it through another one. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. And that's pending because we got hockey season's getting ready to start. So we'll see how these things go. But
all right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks everybody.